Yo, we here. We're about to drop another banger, Goat family. Guys, I saw your requests when you guys asked me that you want to know how did my parents pass away. For some of the OGs, you guys already know about this story time. I had posted it on my third account, which had got banned. For the new people, this would be new for you. This is a very touchy subject for me. I really try not to talk about it as much, but we're going to dive right into it. We're going to try to keep it PG and things like that in that nature. But before we continue, y'all already know what I need y'all to do. I need you to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Don't be afraid to share. People be putting my videos on to their family. So please don't be afraid to share. Let's reach out to everybody. Guys, I am sick. I'm a little bit under the weather. Have a high temperature. Nose stopped up. Throat kind of hurt, but I'm still here pushing for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the show must still go on. Shoot, LeBron played with a broken wrist. Shoot, Aaron Rodgers played with broken fingers. So all real goats. You just got to keep it going. But let's get into this vid. Let's go. My dad always traveled. He always went to different states. He always went to, different countries. My dad was always on the go. Chicago, Florida, Detroit, those was his playgrounds. He used to love going in those areas. So this particular time, my dad and a few firefighters of his friends, basically, but they was firefighters, decided to go to Chicago. Just guys' day. They're going to be gone for a few days. And me, Mark, and Caleb, and my mom, we're home. So even though, and this go for my grandpapa too, even though that my dad was not working and he was on a vacation, if anything transpired or happened, he always on go. He always ready to save a life, no matter if it's an animal or what. So somehow a fire had broken out and my dad kind of heard about it, and it was kind of like nearby, and my dad kind of helped the firefighters. He saw it. So my dad kind of ran down there, helped the firefighters, his friends, they helped the kids and, the parents or whatever out the burning building or whatnot. So they really commended my dad for doing it. They tipped their head off to him. Now, I don't know what's going on at this point. All I know is my dad is on vacation. So when my dad gets back, Chicago Fire Department talked to, my dad's fire department. And somehow want my dad's to come and pick up a certificate and award. And they want to just thank him, just for always being, prompt and ready and on duty. So my dad, end up letting my mom know, and my mom was down. My mom always ready to go out of town, bro. She's always ready to go out of town, so she's amped. She's like, yes, the Winning City. Let's go have some fun. Let's go have some drinks and blah, blah, blah. So she's ready, so they're packing up. So she tell me and Mark. Now, me and Mark, we're teenagers. You know how teenagers be. So I'm like, Mom, can me and Mark get on a plane, She like, no, we're driving. And I'm like, but nah, me and Mark want to get on a plane. But to be honest, we just wanted to do our own thing. We didn't want to be cramped up with our mom and dad. We wanted to, be on the plane, see people, do our own thing, if you know what I mean. So my mom like, no. So my dad said, you know what, I'll pay for the plane tickets, mate. They can get on the plane if they want to get on the plane. So my mama said, okay, but under one condition. She said, y'all got to take Boo Man. So I'm like, but he love you. He going to be big and want to talk to you every few minutes. She said, that's the only way y'all can get on the plane. If y'all take Boo Man. So it was a deal. We said we was going to take Caleb. We was going to watch out to Caleb. Now here's the deal. My mama is very picky when it comes to Caleb. She don't like nobody watching him. That's her king. That's her royalty. She loved this dude. So she trusted us. So boom. We packed up clothes. I ironed a lot of my mom and dad clothes. We get ourselves ready. We're ready to roll. So my mom and dad is up early. They take us to the airport. Mind you, they're driving. So they kiss us, tell us they love us, and they'll see us when we land. All right, cool. Nevertheless, we're ready to roll. Now, we know we're going to beat my mom there. So, as my mom and them driving, we have like a couple of detours. We got like problems going on. We had to trust. So, we kind of like behind, which is supposed to be a fast and easy flight. You feel me? Fast and easy, straight down the gutter. So, we having a dilemma. So, we end up talking to our mom a little bit once we make it to another area, which we're about to transfer to another plane now at this point. Because somehow this plane is in fucking delay. Okay, it's delayed. And so they got another plane that's going to just straight flies out. All right, cool. So I let my mom know the details because I'm know this. I let her know the details. She's like, okay, just make sure y'all take care of y'all brother. Feed him. Feed my son. Feed my king. Boom. We you know what I'm saying? We feed Caleb. Boom, it's time for us to board the plane. We get on the plane. Now, my grandpapa at the time, he's going to meet us because he wants to congratulate my dad and stuff. So, we get on the plane. You know how they tell you to put your phone in airplane mode, which I would never do this anymore. I learned a lot of lessons. I would never power my phone off. I lost my auntie like that. And I would never put my phone in airplane mode. So, just give me a second, y'all. So, we aboard the plane, and Caleb, he got his headphones on, watching his iPad and stuff. Me and Mark were having a good time, you know. We're trying to convince this lady a couple of seats down to give us her champagne. And she ended up giving it to Mark. She didn't give it to me. She gave it to Mark and shit. But it was a little bit. Mark knocked it down. She was pretty cool. But we fell asleep. Once we landed, I took my phone off airplane mode. And I get all these tons and tons and tons of messages, right? Just hitting my phone. Mark get tons of message hitting his phone, but we're coming off the plane. We're trying to grab our stuff. We're still waiting at to grab the rest of the stuff because Caleb got tons of shit. He's just bringing random regular shit. He got tons of shit, so we're waiting at baggage claim and shit like that. And I'm reading the message, and I see my grandpa partner text me and things like that. And he's like, where are you? Why you not picking up your phone? Blah, blah. So as soon as I saw his message, it was weird. So I called him right off the hip, right off the strength. I called my grandpa Power right off the strength. I'm like, hey, I was on a plane. Like, more like, yo, you don't know I was on a plane. He like, you need to meet me without putting out the hospital. He told me that I need to meet him at this hospital. He was like, something urgent happened. I said, what? He didn't want to tell me. Let Mark know, like, we need to make it to this hospital. So we end up getting in the cab because when we came out of the airport, O'Hare Airport, they got cabs and shit. We get in the cab, tell them exactly where we want to go, and they take us. So Caleb looking around with his headsets on, he like, what's going on? So I say, Caleb, just stay there here because I don't know what's really happening. Now, mind you, while we're in the cab, I'm calling my mom. I'm calling her. She's not picking up. Mark's calling mom. Caleb asking for mom. We're calling dad because we can't get in contact with mom. Because we can't get in contact with mom, so we like calling dad, you know what I'm saying? And, they not, nobody's picking up or whatever. So, well, I called granddad right away and I said, hey, we're on our way there. We're in a cab. I said, we don't have any bread, no money. I said, can you pay for the cab? He like, yeah, don't worry about that. He was like, how far apart you guys are? I said, I really don't know. I asked the dude that was driving the cab, I said, how far are we? He said, about 10, 15 minutes. And I tell my grandpa as such. I said, I'm calling mom and dad, they're not picking up. He like, don't worry. He like, just get here and we'll reach out to your mom and dad. So, I'm not thinking nothing of it. We arrive, call my grandpa, he comes down, pays the cab. He looks at me. All right, pulls me to the side. He leaves Mark and Caleb over there with each other. He said, look, when you walk in here, you're going to break down, but I want you to understand. that you gotta be strong for your brothers. So I'm like, looking like, okay, like, all right. So he tell us to come on. So they tell her the room number. And when we walk in there, I see my mom and dad on life support. So immediately when I saw that, Mark, me, they didn't let Caleb go in. My cousin Camille and them, they stayed out there with him. So he didn't know what we was really for. So when I saw it, when Mark saw it, we both, like, we died right there. We didn't know at the time know what life support really meant. So they had to tell us. So I asked the doctor straight up, like, is they gonna live or is they gonna, is they gonna live or they not? And he like, they on life support. So they did the fast symptom tests where they stick something down your throat and, up your nose and stuff. And they like, the hearing is the last thing to go. And I couldn't believe it. So I just wanted to know details of exactly what happened. So come to find out, the person that put them into that type of predicament or whatnot had made a report, a statement, and also tried to come up to the hospital. And also tried to come to the funeral as well. So I definitely felt, I know it might sound crazy, but I felt that he was sorry. So basically, I want to keep it PG as possible. So my mom never liked wearing seatbelts. Never. My dad used to always stress her to wear a seatbelt. My mom kept her leg, you know how you prop your feet up on the dashboard? So she kept her leg on the dashboard, had the glasses on and stuff. No seatbelt. So the report basically said that my mom went through the front windshield. It got stuck there. That when the first impact happened, her knee basically bedded inside her bottom lip and her chin, pretty much. So she had her knee propped up, but once it was like a heavy boom, it went in there and she went through the windshield. So guys, yeah, always wear your seatbelt. Never keep your feet up on the dashboard, alright? Don't even keep your feet out the window. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not crying or anything. I'm sorry, guys. So they told us that my dad was driving and basically a transfer truck or basically a big truck, semi-truck, drove across basically on the opposite side and happened to hit my mom and dad, smushed their whole truck to like the cement of the wall in his truck. So they was smashed. And my dad had a Cadillac truck. And the guy was very apologetic without putting the name out there. He was very apologetic. He said that he did not get a lot of sleep. He said that he was working long hours. Fell asleep on the road. Basically, he lived and my parents didn't. Imagine us all being in a truck, like stuff like that for me. So, yes, when I get in cars, I'm going to just pin it right there. But when I get in cars, Ubers, things like that, or, even when I drive on my own, seatbelts are everything for me. Is everything for me. So I have no family in Chicago. I got no family here, It's just me. My family is in New York, St. Louis, Florida. And I'm here. Everybody always say, oh, you look like your mom, you look like your mom. I used to do and say certain stuff. People like, you look like your dad, you look like your dad. So, I really did pull away from my family. a lot of my family wasn't really there for me because when my mama was doing what she was doing, nobody was there. But before my mama passed away, me and her we was basically patching up our relationship, but it was good. It was better than what it ever been. Yeah, but there y'all go. We're out. I love y'all. Please make sure y'all give it a thumbs up, comment, whatever y'all want to know next. Next thing we could talk about how the way Caleb acts, back-sing, Caleb acts, his sings. Y'all tell me what y'all want to see. Put it down in the comment down below. I love y'all. Let's try to eat some chicken. Hope I feel better. We're gone. I love you.